so this engine has been sitting for about 2 days since I put some transmission fluid in the spark plug holes, and I did a short video with my phone the other night when I pulled the spark plugs out, and water came out one of the cylinders and came out of the oil pan. So it definitely been getting rained into. So I went through, pulled all the plugs, filled up with transmission fluid. I put some transmission fluid down through the fuel pump drain hole where the oil, well, I think it's just where the, yeah, it's where the oil comes through the camshaft area where the fuel pump goes, and it drains back down, I think, through to the oil pan. Full of water on that one. That one's dry. That one's dry. So let's just see if this thing either gonna turn or not. I mean, it was locked up pretty solid. I got a little movement. It's got a little movement on it, not a lot. But, let's see here. Something's working. Feel something here. Starting to move though, just a tad. Let me get my breaker bar. Won't have to be ratcheting back and forth. Hopefully it frees up where we can get some get the light here close. Where we can put the flywheel on it, take the plugs out, whirl it over, see if it's got any compression. Yeah, it moved in. Yeah, here she comes. Should I take the spark plugs out? It's Oh yeah. Come on, Betsy. I really don't want to pull the plugs out. Yeah, because I want the transmission fluid to move around in there. I bet you this cylinder here is the bad one because it has so much rust. So you won't go past that spot. Just want to be patient with it. Woo! That's a workout there. It's trying to back up though. We can get a full turn out of it. We'll be good to go. Right there is where it stops. Of course, it could be the amount of transmission fluid I got in there is kind of making it like a hydro lock. So I'm gonna go through. Let's just pull the plugs out, and then maybe it'll push some of that rust out of there. That's the bad one there. I think that piston is kind of all the way to the top. Ooh, that was really pissing. We'll leave that one in there. I don't think all of them are locked up. It was just this first one. I'm just going to loosen it. How about that? That'll let some compression out of there. I don't really want to. I really don't want to pump all the transmission fluid out. I'm just going to put them in there and just barely. Barely tighten them up. That'll let some air in the cylinder. Just stuck right there. It's trying to come on around now. I bet you that first plug right here. That's the one that was really full. I got some PB blaster spray in there. That one's got to be at the top then, because it's coming right back out. It's either stuck at the top or stuck at the bottom. Now this side over here, first one on the other side, it was wet. So there it's trying to take the bolt loose. So I'm gonna have to let it sit a little bit more. And there it's just tightening the bolt up. So and right there for us. Yep, it's a brick wall. So I'm wondering this other side. Oh. Pecans falling out of the balancer and everything. So this hole over here, the piston is down. So being that side's up, so this side over here might be the side that's rusted bad, because the piston is down, so it just coated the cylinder up top with rust. Yeah, it's yeah, it don't want to come from. You don't want to come past that spot. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to let it sit. Pull the plugs out, go back, and I know that one's still lubed. Refill them up, let it sit for another day, and hopefully that transmission fluid, PB blaster, eat up some of that rust. And if not, it's either pull the heads off of it, or I don't know. We'll pull the heads off of it and see what the cylinders look like then. But definitely, we got some serious rust in one of the pistons. It backs up. I'm hearing compression. Right there is where it stops. Get an inspection camera, look in there and see if someone's rusty, but let's just let it sit and we'll get back to it. Hopefully letting it sit another day, finally get it will whirl over. Alright, so I've been sitting here just kind of messing with it. I pull a lot of the spark plugs out, just watching the pistons. And just kind of spraying PB blaster in each one. Just watching it push the transmission fluid, PB blaster mix out of each plug hole. Just knowing where the piston is. It's starting to move pretty further than what it was. I guess it's easier with the ratchet because, well, I had a long breaker bar one time and I broke it on a locked up engine, so I haven't bought another one. You don't like standing there, do you? If we can break through that rust, we be in good shape. I know this one right here is ready to rock. Yeah, it is full. That one's full. I think that's the one that I hit the first time. It sprayed all the fluid out of it. Of course, if the rings free up, or if the rings are stuck, transmission fluid and stuff will go down between them and the cylinder walls and go straight to the crankcase. I think it's getting further than what it was. You just have to be patient, work with them. That piston there is definitely going down. Just kind of re-lube them all, except for that one, because it's full. Full. This first one over here, it's moving for real because it just sprays the transmission fluid out. It's ready to rip potato chip. Man. Woo! It's definitely gonna have to sit. Sit a little longer. I'm out of PB, so I'm just gonna go through it like I said before. Keep looping them up. I'm just gonna let it sit, and we'll see what that do. All right, I lied. I kept messing with it. It's really starting to get better. I let it sit for a minute and let all the transmission fluid and stuff run off, and it's getting better. I got all the plugs out except for like one. Try not to make a big mess, but it's pushing it out the exhaust valve. I hope it don't have a stuck valve and we're just hitting the top of the piston. Might want to pull the valve cover off and see too, but I'm gonna. It's getting further and further around. Maybe it'll bump that valve and push it back up. Yeah, we starting to get starting to get a lot of transmission fluid now. Transmission fluid flowing out. Woo! It's raining transmission fluid. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this plug out. I'm wondering if, this one might be the one that's stuck, because mine are laid on the side. Water guy knows. Exhaust valves on that side. It's trying to make a revolution there. Woo! It's definitely coming out the exhaust. So I'm wondering, should I just pull this valve cover off and make sure we don't have a stuck exhaust valve? Because if we do, when it's trying to turn, I'm scared I might bend a valve. I really don't want to do that, because this engine could possibly be good. So let me get a socket. pull this valve cover off. Where's the rest of it? You won't tell me I gotta pull the EGR valve off just to get the ding. Huh, it's fairly clean in here. I'll bring the camera over. Y'all take a look. Yeah, I see some rust got up in the right here. See some rust right there. The rest of it look clean though. I don't see any gunk like they hadn't been changing the oil. So I'm gonna spin it over. Might take a mallet and there's a spitting transmission fluid out of this rear exhaust port. See if this. This one here. I wonder if that was stuck. Oh my God. That one ain't moving. Got transmission fluid running everywhere over here. Yeah, that one ain't moving. I believe I'm gonna have to. Well, that one's stuck. Let's see what's that. 18, what's that, 17? Something about this valve spring looks weird. Bet you that valve is stuck. It don't sound stuck. Man, it gets there and it's a wrap. Let's see what else is moving. That one's moving. That one's moving. I hear the rust. Y'all hear it? Let me go backwards. It's definitely rust. Oh yeah, here we go. I can pass it. Yeah, it's definitely some rust. I thought maybe that valve was stuck because I didn't see it move. Maybe it's not on that stroke yet. Woo! Starting to get transmission fluid. Messy job. There we go. It'll get messy here in a minute. That thing it will freeze up. Rust is now we'll go and take this plug out too. No sense of sugarcoating it. Holy shamoligan! It's raining transmission fluid. Hallelujah! It's trying to come all the way around. broke through something. I broke through something and it went. It broke through something though. Cause I felt the ratchet almost go all the way around. And it really sprayed the fluid out that time. I think it's stuck. I'm gonna baby it this time. Look at the transmission fluid coming out of there. Oh my God. Should have had a pan down there. Oh well. Too late. Just kind of still watching this valve. It's coming around now. Going back though. Going back pretty good. Man. Woo-wee. Ah! My socket went in the transmission fluid. Ah! Alright. I'm gonna take a break. Re-squirt the hose again. And see what that do. Alright, so I let it sit here and I took a break. Let's turn it over now. It was starting to almost go around and I just let it sit. I don't want to break a ring or nothing, force it. I did put the rocker arm back on. I took my valve spring compressor and decompressed the spring on that valve and it's not stuck. So I guess it laid on its side and it probably got water in that exhaust port because some rust shot out with the transmission fluid mix. So it's between this cylinder and that cylinder and who knows. Anyway, let's see what it turned all the way over now. More fluid coming out with rust. It's got to be that back cylinder back there. Just steady shooting out rust. I don't even care if it is getting on the cardboard now. Hey, it's turning. There it goes. Definitely got to go get some oil dry. Turn it over now. The valve. Oh yeah, that valve is moving. Everything on this side seems to be rotating. Huh. It's free. Man, I got a big mess big mess to clean up. Is that a spider? I swore I just seen a spider crawling around. Oh, it is. One of those jumping spiders. So, alright, so let me do some cleaning up, and I'll get the flywheel on it. There's a starter already on it, so we can hook a battery to it. We'll run a compression test, see what's stuck and what's not stuck as far as the rings. And if we got more compression than the engine that's in the truck, then this will be the engine we can stick in there and run. I could just stick it in there with the 2-barrel on it. I mean, just to see how it runs, instead of swapping 4 barrels and all that. I don't know. We'll see after we get the motor figured out, make sure it's even got enough compression to do anything. Now that engine over there, I did try to turn that engine, and that engine over there is stuck. I don't know if it's stuck because he let it sit up with no spark plugs in it. I mean, one little piece of surface rust in a cylinder can stop a whole engine from turning. So they said it ran hot, and the guy just took it out, did an LS swap. So I don't know. I don't know if he ran it so hot that it seized it, or like I said, it's been sitting in the garage with no plugs and no carburetor and no exhaust manifolds. So, like I said, it could be surface rust. I'll worry about that one after I figure this other one out. I could just go ahead and spray some PB blaster off in the plug holes, put me a piece of cardboard down up under it, and just let it sit while we work on this one. See if we can get this one freed up. But it's got a nice aluminum intake on it too, 4-barrel intake. So that's like a Vortec motor, so I'm not sure if the intake ports are going to be the same. I know some 350s, I think, had different intake ports. They had like big square ones and small ones. I can't remember. So that intake may not fit this motor because this is an old style motor. So we'll just see. Anyway, let's get this big piece of iron figured out first. Alright, so I got this thing up in the air. I got a battery hooked to the starter. The starter that was on the motor, of course, it was locked up, no good. So I'm going to do a compression test on this motor. I did put some more PB blaster in it, and it's been sitting for a couple hours since we got it freed up. And let's do a compression test and see what we got. I know it's still gonna be spitting out some stuff, but you know, there ain't nothing I can do about that because it's still some in the cylinders. So let me get my start trigger. Hopefully this battery, I let it charge up a little bit while I was messing with this. So let's just see. Here we go. That one's got 150, somewhere around 150, 155 and holding. So we know the valve is holding. And that motor was jumping. So that'll be cylinder number 1. Let's go over here to number 2. Well, not number 2, but cylinder 3. We're gonna go in the firing order it is. So let's see what this one does. And that one's got low compression. I'll say about 40, I guess. That one's got some stuck rings or something, or sticky valve. We'll have to pull this valve cover off and check it. probably sticky rings. Okay, this is cylinder 5, going by the firing order, cylinder 5. So that one's got 50. So we got probably 40 on one and 50 on the other. So I'm gonna mark these two cylinders. It needs to be checked out. So we got cylinder set here, and cylinder here, at a low. Okay. Right, we'll have to put some more transmission fluid in those two. Okay. So this one here. This is cylinder. This would be 7. So cylinder 7. Got 100, which is usable. 100 psi. Anything over 100 or anything over 90, it's good. All right, let's go to the other side. Let's go to the other side over here. See what we got over here on this side. Starting with cylinder 2. Starting with cylinder 2. Hope I don't get sprayed. A little bit over 100. Valves are probably not seated all the way, so it's kind of drooping down a little bit. Which could be a problem with the other motor, I mean with the other side. We might put some oil in those cylinders and just see would it pump up. Sometimes that'll free the rings up. If we put some oil in it and then put the compression gauge on it. So this would be cylinder 2-4. Was it 2, 4, 6, 8? Is that right? Yeah. Okay. All right, we're doing good there. We got over 100. Leaking down a little bit, but that could just be valves. Man, I done broke the doggone rotor button. Hit the strap. Oh well. I can straighten it though, it's alright. It's probably why the motor's rocking, because the strap is right against the distributor rotor button. Alright. That one's drooping down, but it does got some compression. This valve's not seating. Better than the other two. All right, number 8. That was the mystery cylinder. It's right at 100. So I think we're good all but those two over there. It could be lifters not opening, closing the valves or whatever, or it could be sticky valves. So I guess what we can do is, like I said, put some oil off in the cylinder, and just see will the compression bump up a little bit. We'll put some PB blaster in there. Then we'll pull the valve cover. If that don't work, check and make sure the valve ain't sticking. But I mean, it's not like it don't have any compression, it's just weak. So unless the valve is halfway stuck open, which I doubt, but it's like the compression is coming and going. I think we need to pull the valve cover off. Make sure we ain't got any sticky valves. Cause like it was compression and stopped, and maybe the valve is sticking, it's trying to close up. So let's pull this valve cover off right quick. And take a look. Ratchet. You let water get in the motor, I mean it can do some things to it. Unless it already had a problem. And oop. This side's kind of gunky. So we're looking at this cylinder here. Okay. And that other cylinder. couple little whacks there. Let's bump it. They're moving. It look like they're moving up and down, so it's got to be in the ringage. I would say the rings are stuck. I mean, they look like they're moving down and coming back up. Everything's functioning like it's supposed to. So I'm gonna say it's still got some stuck rings on these two cylinders. So what I'll do, I'll just fill those up with transmission fluid. Try and get some of this water. It's got all this water in here. Try and get some of this water out, clean all this out, and like I say, put some transmission fluid in those two and let them sit. Hopefully they free up. So I think this engine will be a runner. As long as they ain't knocking. So let me get some stuff in there, and then I'm gonna move on to that other engine over there, see if I can get it to free up. So this is the second engine. This is I think a 99 through, well, it might be a 95 through 99 Vortec crate engine. This is a crate 350 engine. I looked up the numbers, which are back here. I don't know if we can see it. This number's right here. And it said it was a crate engine, a ZZ4 crate engine. This is 5.7. So anyway, this engine was in a vehicle, a truck, and the guy said that the guy I got it from, well, the guy who owns the engine bought it from another guy that said this engine was in a truck, and the guy's son ran it hot. They were planning on doing an LS swap anyway, so they went ahead and pulled it out. So he bought the engine. The guy that owns it now bought the engine and was saving it for a project, and so it will not turn over. I tried to turn it over with a ratchet, so I don't know if it just set, like I said, and moisture got in it because it didn't have any headers on it or manifolds or spark plugs. I put one plug in it. I was going to start lubing the cylinders. Then I thought about it. I said, well, let's just pull the drain plug and see if we get any chocolate milk. And if you don't know what the chocolate milk is, that means you got water in the oil and it has a blown head gasket or blown intake gasket. Most likely head gasket. So we got a lot of water in the oil or milky looking stuff. That means the gaskets are bad and they just ran it hot, and it might have just got too hot and locked up. I don't know. But let's pull the drain plug, see what comes out, if anything. Water, milky stuff. I want to show this to the guy that actually owns the engine. So by seeing that, it's either got a blowhead gasket or it's been laying outside. I think he had it in the garage. I didn't see there was one of the tabs that holds the engine mount. It's broke off, but they must have dropped it. But let me get my phone so I can show that to him. I always like to keep, let's just say customers or people I work on and stuff, I always like to keep them up and up on stuff they bring, just for their reference. So yeah, it's it ain't good. It's got some milkiness. That water came out first, so it could just be it's set outside, maybe. So yeah, this engine, it's definitely got something wrong with it. It's probably a blowhead gasket, or probably ran so hot it cracked the block. Sometimes people will be running engines hot and they try to get to where they need to go, and they get there, but they damage the engine in the process. So it is very, very milky. So I'm gonna say this engine is gonna have to be rebuilt. It's gonna have to have the heads taken off, have the heads checked. The block might be good, but it definitely got something going on, because that's a lot of milk. If it was just water and then oil, that means that like water got in it like the other motor, and then you still got your good black oil. But this is like milkshake oil. So yeah, that's no good. Yeah, it's pretty bad. And it's just real thick. So, well, this engine here is going to need to be tore down, rebuilt. Not saying it's a bad engine, but it's definitely going to have to be tore down, get those heads checked, make sure they ain't cracked. I don't see any cracks in the block. The freeze plugs are still in it. I see some rust here. I could have blown the head gasket on the outside and inside. So anyway, I just want to check this one out. I was just going to put some oil in the spark plugs, and then something said check it first before we go through all that, because it might not be worth fooling with. Alright, well, I got this engine here still soaking with the 2 spark plugs. Got them soaking with transmission fluid. I went through and cleaned up the top of the heads and the rocker shafts and everything. Got everything looking clean. I took the engine mounts off, found out it's got good brass freeze plugs in the block. So either this engine's been rebuilt, because usually they come with steel freeze plugs. So this engine might have been rebuilt and somebody went through and put all new brass freeze plugs. And it's got this sticker right here on the head, but I couldn't make out what it said. So this could be a rebuilt engine. So it don't look too bad. So hopefully these 2 pistons, the rings are free up, and then what's going on over here? Hopefully these rings are free up on these 2 pistons, and we get our compression we need to run it. The 2-barrel carburetor is junk. The butterflies are rusted. So we'll be taking the intake off, and take the intake off the motor that's in the truck and put it on this motor. That way we can run a 4-barrel, and we'll get rid of that. And this one right here, I'll let him know he can pick it up, take it back home, use it for a paperweight. Or maybe we can throw it on Marketplace. Somebody needs some ZZ4 heads or something, or block. The intake It's worth probably a couple $100. It's aluminum intake, but I believe it's only for a Vortec style engine, so the ports might be different. So anyway, that's where we're going with that. We'll try and get that motor ready, hopefully, and we'll get the motor out of the truck and set that other motor in there, hopefully, and get this baby running. All right, so the last cylinder, I filled up the plug hole. I think that's number, let's see, be 1 3, what's that? Is it 4? No, 1 3 5 6. No, 1 3 5 7. So number 5, I filled up that plug hole. What I did, I tilted the motor on the side and I let the transmission fluid fill up the whole cylinder. I rolled the piston around to the bottom and it filled it all the way up. And I put some oil in it. We're starting to get oil pressure because we're starting to get oil spraying out of our rocker arms. So now it's just time to see, did all that pay off? Do we have compression on number 5? So I tilted the motor back over and got all the transmission fluid out. I've been making such a mess out here, but trying to get this engine where we can run it. So let's see what kind of compression we got. This is our last cylinder. So everything's hooked up. Battery cable. And we're still dropping. Don't know what it is. It's trying to come around. I think the rings are just barely stuck, but we got a lot of oil pressure though. It's shooting oil all the way over there from this push rod. I got oil dripping everywhere. You know what? I'm just gonna stick it in and run it. It's trying to hold compression. I think heat will probably heat those rings up and free them. I don't think they're broke. I say we stick it in. We got 7 out of 8 that's working. I believe once we get it in, get some heat, maybe it'll free that ring up and thing probably run all right. Because we know we got oil pressure now, because it's spraying out of the rockers. But it pumps up. There it is. It's at 100 now. It's almost like there's a ring that's sticking and unsticking. It's weird, unless it's a valve that's not closing all the way. But I don't know. We're gonna run it. Oh man, maybe it's more transmission fluid in there. We got all on the camera. I don't know what's going on. I say we stick it in there and run it. I got covered with transmission fluid. Camera got transmission fluid. So let's just do that. So I was going to pull the engine out of the truck, but I remember a subscriber had said, he made a comment that it could be a lot of debris in the intake because it didn't have a carburetor on it. Maybe a critter or something got down in the intake and got the valves covered with crud or, you know, pecans or something. So that can hold the valves open and not let them close, or it could be just packed full inside of the intake ports and exhaust ports. So let's pull the intake off. I mean, I'm going to pull the motor out, but I decided just to follow what he was saying. Let's pull the intake and just see what we find here. I have to get that with a wrench. I mean, I was going to put this intake on the other motor anyway, so it won't hurt to just pull it off and take a look-see in here. Maybe there's some debris blocking some intake ports. I'm gonna have to go get a wrench for those. When they said the engine was running, it just had a tapping sound, but I don't know. They were already getting to the point where they were going to pull it out because it was missing. It was missing some bell housing bolts, and the transmission wasn't even tight to the motor, and one of the motor mount bolts were missing, and there was a wrench stuck on the other motor mount bolt. Uh, 14 wrench. Guess we can get with a ratchet wrench. Or is that going to be too big? I don't want to really use a swivel because swivels suck. Did I get that one already? I mean, who knows what's wrong with this motor? Let me go get a, I guess I can get a swivel. Good thing I took the hood off. Got more light, more room for activities. Now, I'm not going to go through and pull the heads and all that. We might do that later. Some of these bolts are shorter than the other ones. Let's see. Now this looks like an aluminum intake. It's a Holley aluminum intake. That's what it is. They got all kind of different lengths of screws in it. I probably could have got that with the ratchet. We should be, oh, we got one more. I want to drop a bolt down in the intake. gaskets. Well, I do see something. Let's see the intake on the side. And we'll take a look inside of it. I see something in one of the plug holes. But again, I don't too much trust this motor at all. Yeah, it was already having problems. Let's see what we got here. That's from the water port there. See some crud there. Oh, that's a gasket. It's mainly rust coming out, a little dirt. I don't really see nothing though. Other than this water port where the rust is coming out, it would have need to be flushed. Let's go take a look up in the heads. There's a pecan sitting right there. There's some rust around the valve stems. Let's see. There we go. That valve looks pretty clean. It had two of the cylinders that had compression. That was rusty. Those are water ports. This side right here has got a pecan weed back there and some dirt. So I say these heads just need to be taken off, clean them out, reseat the valves maybe. So it could have a valve problem, but I'm just gonna pull it out. It's just too many ifs, ands, and buts. So we'll pull it out, get that other engine ready. I probably pressure wash it. We didn't have rain for like 4 days. Get it pressure washed and get it ready to put in. But this engine here, like I said, it's gonna need the heads taken off and take the oil pan off. Check the mains and the rod bearings, all that stuff, because they said it was tapping. I mean, it could have had a collapsed lifter. Who knows? The GM good wrench reman motor is out. I'm gonna get this one outside when the rain clears, get a pressure wash, get the intake off of it, do a little bit more checking. We'll use that aluminum intake on here, and I'm probably gonna go ahead and just blow some paint on it anyway. That way if this engine runs good, it'll already be painted and won't have to worry about trying to paint while it's in the truck. But anyway, that's gonna be it for now for you guys. I'm gonna keep plugging away, and drop a comment in the box, give a thumbs up as always, and make sure your notifications on. And like I always say, check out the second channel, RPM Auto Moto, RPM Auto on Facebook, and RPM Auto on Instagram. And we'll get this old girl running. So holler at y'all later. Y'all be safe. Peace out.